So this titled in Bengali, "I Shall Return" or such. Yeah. So it was a bit confusing, I suppose one should say. Obviously, interlocking stories kind of always are. I'm not entirely sure how it was ever, related, like one related to another. Obviously, I knew that, like at the end when that, Dutta shook her hand. I'm not in the. Yeah, I knew that he's supposed to be the father of the person who wrecked her life, but I'm not sure she knew of that. So it's a bit weird there, I guess. I don't know. The problem I thought that it seems to me, there is here is that, I mean, if, for a musical, this actually doesn't have that much music, in comparison to, um, well, other Bollywood movies generally have dancing as well. This didn't have any of that at all. But generally, it really doesn't have much music either, even though it's supposed to be musical. Um, I govern. I admit though, a song about cigarettes is strange, very strange. But so yeah. I mean, it does explain why they keep on smoking. That's a weird thing. I've literally never seen a movie where people smoke more. Like, just wow, every single one of them was a chain smoker. Unbelievable. Yeah, that's kind of a problem that I saw. But then again, I guess I don't know. It's sort of explicable. Well, just I suppose it sort of says that people are wasting their lives and they're literally wasting it physically there tobacco. Then again, you know, there are other dramas where similar sort of conflicts arise, etc. Obviously, other dramas where violence is also, in the background there, if not present. Because yeah, I don't think there was much. No, I don't think there was. It was old school violence, just implied and such. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So it's just, other movies still do not even characters in other movies don't even smoke half as much. So that was weird seeing just continually smoke. Yeah, but ultimately, the thing is, it's a bit um I don't know. It does lack that thing that Bollywood movies generally have, that interesting um, sort of non-dry component. I don't know, just something that is it's very melodramatic, and yet it's not melodramatic, as in, it doesn't quite, y- y- you know, like, last Bollywood movie I've watched, someone names a baby, and as soon as he does that, he dies. Wow, the coincidence. Um, I mean, yes, there is a death here, but it's actually implied. It's not even seen on screen, um, and it's very understated. So on the front, it's very different. Yeah, we're expecting all movies to be similar, of course. The thing is, though, there's still something, though, um, something that isn't really like, for a movie, it's kind of difficult to trudge through. It's like going through mud in a way. I don't know, just you get someone whose life is wrecked until the very end, who self harms as well, and it's a bit too much. You know, it is still noticeable that the person who wrecked her life is never seen. That's I guess an interesting decision to make in a movie. As it happens, though, there wasn't a subtitling at the end there for presumably what happened next. It was just there was just a few English words for some reason, like singer or something, and yeah, there wasn't that much else. Although I don't know, I guess I could sort of imply, I suppose. But yeah, so the problem with this movie is that it's not very it's certainly different from, I think, pretty much all other Bollywood movies I've seen so far. Then again, most others were more on the comedic side, but that's sort of the problem as well. That I'm not expecting comedy, but It was very dark, a lot of the time. Also, that lawyer character is just I don't know what her deal is. Um, like it's one thing if you despair over the fact that someone could get away with a crime, but she was specifically crying apparently. She admitted over the fact that she was going to lose a case just because it was her first loss. I don't know. That really was artificial. Like who the hell cries over that? Oh wow, you lost 1% or whatever percentage, Um, yeah, very cry material, cry worthy is not, so that's a problem, I mean, she even drunk so much, over that reason. Yeah, I don't think generally. I don't know. Maybe it's clearly the worst problems lawyers can have, possibly. Yeah. Hmm. Very, very strange. Anyway, but this is the thing. Like it's a bit. I don't know. Um. Also, that Dutta's character was supposed to be violent himself in the past, though, and not much came out of that. It's not like he suddenly regretted himself or anything. He barely showed emotion most of the time. So there are some things that are still missing. Sure, at the end, the character whose life was wrecked suddenly somehow changes perspective of whatever happened because of one song, which is still sort of yes, it's a bit hard to believe. Just that the whole life can change because of one song. But okay, so I mean, at least there is a change there. But I don't see really the equivalent in any others. Otherwise, I suppose yeah, the topic is heavy, but I suppose it sort of needs to be discussed in some movies. I'm just not entirely sure how the others relate though, and how there is certainly no similar transformation in the others as well. And yeah, it's just but ultimately the problem is with like if you say some I mean you know some people think that movies are entertainment. Like how at one point the lawyer, I think it was the lawyer who told her assistant or whoever he was to go watch a movie. One of those meta moments. That presumably that implies that the movie is entertainment, right, or relaxing or such, which obviously doesn't really, really, is anything that this movie can be described with at all. Just I mean, it is fiction as far as I know, and yet it's still, quite a heavy topic. Of course, that's the thing. Uh, so, as a problem, not that one isn't willing to address such issues. Just the way I thought pacing, maybe I don't know. It was a bit, yeah. Maybe if you adjust them for I don't know for an hour and a half, maybe it would be a bit manageable. But as it is, there was a lot of smoking. I think they could have cut down on the smoking maybe because it's just so much of everything else. The fact that they're constantly smoking as well. It's like it was. And first of all, it's repetition, right? Also, what there was a lot about of as well is background noise. It's too much. Like I know, great, you have background noise because it's part of wherever you live, but there was too much, right? Like wow, constant horn, constant whistling. At one point, there was like wow, I could barely concentrate honestly. Many points, at many points. So that's the problem, that you really could have done something about that. I think that was actually one of the most irritating aspects of the movie. Really, other than that, yeah, it's what it is. It's not really though. It is what it is. But yeah, yeah. So that is